The Egyptian pyramids were built by skilled workers and laborious using advanced techniques and tools for their time. The construction of a pyramid involved a large workforce, including architects, engineers, stonemasons, carpenters, and other craftsmen. The construction process involved several stages. The first step was to quarry and transport large blocks of limestone or granite to the building site. These blocks, which weighed several tons each, were then cut and shaped with copper and bronze tools to fit precisely into the pyramid's design. The workers then used ramps, sledges, and rollers to transport the blocks to the pyramid's construction site. Once there, the blocks were lifted into place using a combination of ramps and levers. The pyramid was built layer by layer, with each layer carefully fitted and aligned to create the pyramid's distinctive shape. To ensure the stability of the pyramid, the workers used a technique called coursing, which involved laying each layer of blocks at a slight angle to the layer below it. This technique helped distribute the weight of the pyramid evenly and prevented it from collapsing under its own weight. The Egyptian pyramids were primarily constructed using large blocks of limestone or granite, which were quarried from nearby sources. The type of stone used depended on the location of the pyramid and the availability of suitable stone in the area. Limestone was the most commonly used building material for the early pyramids, such as those at Saqqara and Meidum. This type of stone was readily available in the Nile River Valley and was relatively easy to work with using the tools available at the time. Later pyramids, such as those at Giza, were constructed using granite, a much harder and more durable stone. This granite was quarried from the Aswan region, located several hundred miles south of Giza, and was transported along the Nile River to the construction site. The use of stone in pyramid construction was a significant engineering achievement for the ancient Egyptians. The workers had to quarry, transport, and shape thousands of large stone blocks with precision and accuracy to create the massive structures that still stand today. The use of such durable materials has also helped the pyramids withstand the test of time, with some still standing over 4,000 years after their construction. Overall, the construction of the Egyptian pyramids was a massive and impressive feat of engineering and construction, demonstrating the advanced skills and knowledge of the ancient Egyptians. Treasures have been found in some of the Egyptian pyramids, although not all of them contain significant amounts of treasure. The most famous and well-known treasures were found in the tomb of Tutankhamun, also known as the Boy King, in the Valley of the Kings. The tomb contained a vast collection of precious objects, including gold and silver jewelry, furniture, chariots, and other items. Many of these artifacts are now on display in museums around the world. Other pyramids, such as those at Giza, were also found to contain valuable treasures, including jewelry, statues, and other precious objects. However, most of these treasures were looted or removed by tomb raiders over the centuries. It's important to note that the primary purpose of the pyramids was not to store treasure, but rather to serve as monumental tombs for pharaohs and other important figures. The treasures found within them were often intended to accompany the deceased into the afterlife, rather than to be displayed or used in the mortal world. The construction of the Egyptian pyramids spanned several centuries and involved numerous pharaohs from various dynasties. Here are some of the most famous pyramids and the pharaohs who commissioned them. The Great Pyramid of Giza was commissioned by the pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops, of the Fourth Dynasty, who ruled from around 2589 to 2566 BC. The Pyramid of Khafre, which is located next to the Great Pyramid of Giza, was built by Khafre, also known as Chephren, who ruled from around 2558 to 2532 BC. The Pyramid of Menkaure, the smallest of the three pyramids at Giza, was commissioned by Menkaure, also known as Mykerinos, who ruled from around 2532 to 2504 BC. The Step Pyramid of Djoser, which is located in Saqqara, was commissioned by the pharaoh Djoser of the Third Dynasty, who ruled from around 2670 to 2640 BC. The Bent Pyramid and Red Pyramid, both located in Djoser, were commissioned by the pharaoh Sneferu of the Fourth Dynasty, who ruled from around 2613 to 2589 BC. These are just a few examples of the many pyramids that were built in ancient Egypt, and there were many other pharaohs who commissioned pyramids that have since been lost to time. Here are some interesting facts about the Egyptian pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and largest of the 3 pyramids in Giza, Egypt. It was built over 4,500 years ago and is considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The pyramids were built as tombs for pharaohs and their consorts during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods of ancient Egypt, from around 2600 to 1700 BC. The workers who built the pyramids were not slaves, but rather skilled laborers and craftsmen who were well-respected members of society. They were paid for their work in food, clothing, and other goods. The pyramids were constructed using advanced techniques for their time, including precision cutting and fitting of large stone blocks, as well as sophisticated engineering to ensure their stability. Although the pyramids are often associated with treasure and riches, their primary purpose was to serve as tombs for the pharaohs, who were buried with items they believed they would need in the afterlife. The exact methods used to construct the pyramids are still not fully understood, and much about their construction and purpose remains a mystery. The pyramids continue to capture the imaginations of people around the world and are a popular tourist attraction, drawing millions of visitors to Egypt each year. The Great Pyramid of Giza is believed to have been the tallest structure in the world for over 3,800 years, until the construction of the Eiffel Tower in 1889. The ancient Egyptians believed that the pharaohs were gods on earth, and that their bodies needed to be preserved after death so they could continue to rule in the afterlife. The pyramids were constructed with such precision that some of the blocks used in their construction fit together so tightly that not even a piece of paper could fit between them. The workers who constructed the pyramids were housed in nearby towns or villages, where they had access to food, water, and medical care. They were also allowed to take breaks and participate in religious ceremonies. One of the most famous stories about the Egyptian pyramids is the curse of the pharaohs. This legend suggests that anyone who disturbs the tombs of the pharaohs will be cursed with bad luck, illness, and even death. The first reported instance of the curse came in 1922, when British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the tomb of King Tutankhamun in the Valley of the Kings. Shortly after the discovery, a series of mysterious deaths and accidents occurred among the members of the expedition, leading many to believe that the curse was real. However, most modern scholars and scientists do not believe in the curse, and instead attribute the reported incidents to natural causes such as infections, accidents, and exposure to toxic substances. Despite the lack of evidence for the curse, it remains a popular and enduring part of the mythology surrounding the Egyptian pyramids and continues to capture the imagination of people around the world.